Hey guys, welcome back. Uh, Another wild game tonight. I mean, wild in a way that some not exactly for the best, but it was the only game on. It was the only game on tonight. It was Game 3, the Avalanche and Blues, and a couple of incidents happened that I guess they kind of maybe could correlate with each other, but within the first 2 minutes of the game, Sam Girard of the Avalanche got smashed into the boards from Ivan Barbashev, and it looked. Seeing it full speed, it was just like, whoa, and it's looking. It didn't look good. He was definitely out for the remainder of the game, and there's talk that he might be done for the entire playoffs. We're not exactly sure whether it's just a concussion or something else. We're not totally sure of that yet, but he got hurt like within I think the first couple minutes of the game. But not long after that, the Blues get on the board. It's Parayko getting his second of the year, or his second of the postseason from O'Reilly at 3:55. So you get the fans up. The fans are kind of hopping now. St. Louis gets the first goal, so they get the momentum, and or at least you would think, but after not long after let's see, I'm trying to think, was it very long after? I'm trying to remember exactly the time, but I'm trying to remember the time here. Okay, forgot to write a couple things down. I was like, wait a minute, what am I looking at here? Yeah, it wasn't very long after the Parayko goal that Nazem Kadri of the Avalanche basically runs into Jordan Binnington. Now, he was tied up with one of the Blues players, but he literally bowled Binnington over. Now, I don't know if that was necessarily in response to the Girard hit, but Kadri's had his disciplinary issues. He's had a tendency to get suspended now and then in the playoffs, and he knocks Binnington out of the game. So Binnington has to exit, and Husso comes in. Well, Husso kind of gets a little baptism by fire. He hasn't played since I think, what was it, Game 2 of the Wild Series, or he started the first 2 games of the Wild Series. So Husso comes in, and Colorado scores on him. It's O'Connor from Manson and Helm at 10:57. So Husso comes in, and we get a goal, and so Husso's just trying to get warm, and some more end-to-end action, and of course these two teams don't exactly like each other right now. We saw some pushing and shoving, and first period ends, and it's 1-1 after the first. The second period starts, and again, there's end-to-end action. Husso's making some good saves. Kemper's making some good saves, and just to just to get the fans in St. Louis to boo even more, it's Kadri at 13:38 from Makar and Rantanen. So Kadri goes, bowls Binnington over, takes Binnington out of the game, and then he scores. So That makes it 2-1, and the fans are just raining down boos. I mean, they're not happy, and the fans especially were not happy that there wasn't at least a penalty called on the Kadri hit on Binnington. They were not happy. A few refuse suck chants, and it's always interesting hearing that. It's always kind of funny, you know, when the home team basically calls a penalty, the referee doesn't, and then the fans in unison chant "Ref, you suck." So then apparently the referee then knows, okay, I guess I suck tonight. So there is that. But then just a few minutes after that, after it's 2-1, Colorado makes it 3-1. It's Lehkonen at 17:15 from who? Nazem Kadri. So that makes it 3-1. And of course the fans, they're not happy at all. But the Blues, they try to keep it close. And O'Reilly, with under a minute left, it's O'Reilly from Leddy and Buchnevich at 19:30 to make it 3-2. So the Blues have kind of got back into the game. They're kids, as the kids come running in trying to raid stuff. So where was I? That's right. The second period ends with Colorado up 3-2. So the Blues are hanging in. They're doing they're doing pretty decent. You know, they're trying to keep the game somewhat close. Third period starts, and a lot of end-to-end action. You know, some good scoring chances here and there. Nobody can get one in. It gets down into the final 3 minutes, and the Blues are trying to get Husso out of the net. You know, they're trying to get the goalie pulled for the extra attacker. Well, Husso goes, the coach goes and waves him to start coming. So he's heading to the bench. He's about halfway to the bench, and all of a sudden, the Blues kind of just hand the Avalanche the puck, and two Avalanchers skating down, and Husso's literally caught between a rock and a hard place. He's about halfway to the bench and between the net and the bench. There's no way he's not going to get to the bench in time to get the extra attacker, and he's not going to be able to make it back into the net in time to stop Landeskog from basically scoring an empty net goal. I mean, it wasn't necessarily ruled an empty net goal, but it was an empty net goal. So Landeskog basically gets an empty net goal, his fifth of the postseason from McKinnon and Rantanen. So, you know, the main line strikes again. Those three are just insane. You know, Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, those guys are just incredible. So Landeskog gets his fifth of the postseason. Like I said, basically an empty net goal. And then right after that, so that puts them up 4-2. And then right after the face-off, they get Husso out of the net. And then this results in an official empty net goal. It's Lehkonen from Nichushkin, his fourth of the postseason at 19:02, scores into the empty net to make it 5-2. So the game was a lot closer than the score made it appear. But yeah, basically two empty net goals in the last couple of minutes, and the Avalanche are up 2-1. So they go into St. Louis. They take that third game, and now, you know, we'll see how St. Louis responds. Knowing now, especially that Binnington, he might be done for the series. We might be, you know, who knows? We're not entirely sure yet. But something tells me the next game, Kadri is not going to be real popular, and it would not surprise me if some members of the Blues kind of try to take some liberties with him. So, but yeah. So it's a 5-2 final. Colorado's up 2-1. The shots were in favor of St. Louis, it was 13-10 in favor of the Blues in the first, 10-9 Blues in the second, and then it was tied 8-8 in the third. For a final shot total, the Blues with 31, Colorado with 27. The power plays, not a lot of power plays, which is probably one of the reasons why the fans were chanting "Ref, you suck," because there weren't a lot of power plays. Colorado only had one power play. St. Louis had two. They both went 0 for on them. So 0 for 1 for Colorado, 0 for 2 for St. Louis. The saves, Binnington stopped all 3 that he faced, and then Husso then stopped 17 of 21, which is interesting because they basically, they say the 4th goal is on him, but he was on the way to the bench. It's interesting that they kind of hang that one on him because that really wasn't his fault. But it counts against him. And Kemper stops 26 of 28. The 3 stars, as told by the NHL app, I mean, 2 of the 3 I can understand, but the 3 stars according to the app are Kemper, O'Reilly, and Parayko. So they gave Kemper the first star. I mean, did he have a good game? Yeah, but to me, I think Lehkonen should have gotten the first star. Lehkonen had 2. He had 2 goals, for crying out loud. So I mean, he to me he should have gotten the first star. But it is the NHL app. So the Blues or the Avalanche are up 2 games to 1. God, 1 game to 1. Boy, I'm just mixing all kinds of stuff up. So the Avalanche are up 2 games to 1, with game 4 being, I believe Monday, and we'll see if St. Louis can climb back into the series, and it may be they have to run the rest of the playoffs with Ville Husso instead of Jordan Binnington. It's a shame. Binnington has played phenomenally since he came into the series against Minnesota. He shut the Wild down, and he's he was really, really good in game 2, and he had stopped all 3 of the shots that Colorado had thrown his way in game 3, and then he got hurt. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not he's out for the playoffs, or we'll have to see what everything is for him and Girard, for both. That's kind of serious injuries for both teams. So that was the only game on tonight, and Colorado's up 2-1. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Did you guys think the Kadri hit was a legal hit? Did you think the Girard hit was legal? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that. And if you're new and you're just popping on in, you've seen, you're doing Google searches, whatever, and you happen to see my channel. If you tune in, hopefully you like the videos. If you like them, hit that like button. If you really like them, hit that subscribe button down there. I would greatly appreciate it. I would love to have you all be a part of the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys again soon.